Hey guys, tonight we venture into the unexpectedly peaceful lives of 19th century Inuit whalers. Picture vast, shimmering ice expanses stretching to meet an endless horizon, the sharp scent of saltwater mingling with the crisp Arctic air. You can almost hear the distant sounds of ice cracking and the soft calls of seals echoing in the background. It's a world that seems so far removed from our modern hustle and bustle, yet so rich in culture and tradition. You probably once survived this after all. Who's brave enough to face the biting Arctic chill? So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. I'd love to hear where you're tuning in from and what time it is in your corner of the world. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. To understand the 19th century Inuit whalers, we first need to explore their origins. The Inuit, with roots tracing back thousands of years, developed a unique and resourceful culture in the harsh Arctic. They are not just a homogeneous group, instead, they comprise various subgroups, including the Inupiat in Alaska, the Kalalit in Greenland, and the Apiat and Yupik in Canada. Each of these groups adapted to their environments, showcasing remarkable resilience and ingenuity. By the 1800s, these resilient communities had honed their skills and adapted their lifestyles to survive in one of the world's most unforgiving climates. With a deep respect for the land and animals around them, they created a harmonious way of life that revolved around the seasonal cycles of nature. Historians still argue whether the Inuits' harmonious relationship with their surroundings is a result of necessity or a deeply ingrained cultural practice. The Inuit were not merely surviving, they thrived through a profound understanding of their environment. They developed complex hunting strategies, utilizing kayaks and umiak, sturdy wooden boats to navigate icy waters. The whaling expeditions were not just feats of bravery, but intricate gatherings of knowledge passed down through generations. Imagine the collective wisdom shared around fires, the stories of great hunts, and the lessons learned from the sea. As we delve deeper into the life of the Inuit whalers, you'll discover that their society was built on cooperation and community. Unlike the solitary hunters we often picture, the Inuit thrived through collaboration, sharing resources and knowledge. Their whaling voyages were communal events, bringing families together and fortifying their bonds. The Arctic may seem desolate, but it was alive with the vibrant interactions of the Inuit people, each person playing a vital role in their collective survival. Gathering in groups, they ventured out onto the ice with a keen sense of purpose. The hunt itself was a deeply spiritual experience, connecting them not just to the whales they saw, but also to their ancestors and the spirits of the land. The whales were seen as both a source of sustenance and a vital part of their spiritual world. The reverence they held for these creatures speaks volumes about their relationship with nature, a relationship that we often overlook in our modern lives. The whalers' craftiness didn't stop at the hunt, it extended to their day-to-day living. Life in the Arctic demanded adaptability, and the Inuit excelled at it. They built igloos and tents that provided warmth and shelter, utilizing materials readily available in their harsh environment. The ingenuity of the Inuit people can be likened to modern-day innovators, who find solutions to complex problems. Just as tech innovators devise new gadgets for comfort, the Inuit created adaptations for survival. Yet, their lives were not only about survival. Joy and celebration were woven into their existence. They held festivals and gatherings that celebrated successful hunts, community ties, and the changing seasons. These occasions were marked by storytelling, music, and dance, bringing color and vibrancy to an otherwise stark landscape. Imagine the rhythm of drums echoing through the air as the sun sets over the vast, snowy plains, a reminder that life, even in the harshest conditions, can be filled with joy. These cultural practices are essential to understanding the Inuit whalers' legacy. Their lives were not merely about braving the cold, they were rich in ritual and community, a tapestry of interconnected souls navigating the Arctic's challenges together. Historians still debate the implications of these traditions, pondering whether they were survival techniques or expressions of a profound cultural identity. As we journey through the life of the Inuit whalers, you'll see how their resilience and adaptability shaped a peaceful existence in an often unforgiving world. The Arctic, with its breathtaking beauty and stark realities, was not merely a backdrop, it was a canvas, upon which the Inuit painted a life filled with respect, community, and a deep connection to the natural world. And so, as we transition into the next section, we'll explore the fascinating art of whaling itself. The Inuit honed their skills and developed their techniques to become not just survivors, but masters of the icy waters. The art of whaling among the Inuit is nothing short of extraordinary, a blend of skill, tradition, and an intimate understanding of the ocean and its creatures. Imagine gliding over the still, icy waters, your eyes scanning the horizon for the telltale spouts of a whale surfacing for air. The Inuit whalers were not only hunters, but also keen observers of nature, capable of reading the signs that others might overlook. Their success on the hunt stemmed from generations of accumulated knowledge, as they passed down techniques and strategies like sacred secrets. Whaling in the 19th century was a significant event, involving careful planning and preparation. Inuit families would gather resources, craft tools, and create communal strategies to ensure the hunt's success. The boats used for whaling, the umiak and kayak, were marvels of engineering in their own right. The umiak, a larger open boat, was ideal for transporting groups and equipment, while the kayak, designed for a single hunter, was incredibly maneuverable. Imagine sliding into a kayak, the cold water lapping against the sides, and feeling your heart race with anticipation as you prepare to face the unpredictable waves. Each whaling expedition required meticulous coordination. Historians still argue about the exact techniques used, whether they relied on stealth, speed, or a combination of both. The Inuit employed a variety of hunting methods, often using harpoons with specialized tips designed to pierce the tough skin of a whale. These weapons were crafted with precision, often adorned with cultural symbols, reflecting the artistry behind survival. The hunt itself was a multi-stage process, requiring the group to work together harmoniously, each member understanding their role in this delicate dance with nature. The excitement of the hunt was palpable. As the whalers spotted their quarry, a deep sense of purpose filled the air. They would work as a cohesive unit, coordinating their movements to encircle the whale, ensuring no escape route was left unguarded. This was not just about taking a life, it was about understanding the rhythms of the ocean and the creature within it. The Inuit held a profound respect for the whales, often believing that each one they hunted had a spirit that needed honoring. This respect was a vital part of their whaling culture, adding a layer of spirituality to the process. While the hunt was primarily for sustenance, the Inuits' relationship with the whales transcended mere survival. Every successful hunt was celebrated with gratitude and reverence, acknowledging the life taken to sustain theirs. These rituals often involved songs and dances, celebrating the connection between the hunter and the hunted. Imagine the senior group of whalers returning home, a whale secured in their umiak, and the sound of joyous laughter and rhythmic clapping filling the air. It was a moment of triumph that bonded the community, reinforcing their interconnectedness. The nutritional aspect of whale meat was significant, providing essential fats and proteins crucial for survival in the harsh Arctic climate. The Inuit were masters at utilizing every part of the whale, from the blubber that provided energy to the bones used for tools and construction. Historians still debate the various methods of preservation and preparation, but one thing is clear: the Inuit whalers showcased an extraordinary ability to maximize resources, a skill we often take for granted in our modern lives filled with convenience. As we explore the complexities of this whaling culture, it's essential to recognize the role of women in these communities. Traditionally, women played a vital role in preparing the harvested resources, processing the meat, and ensuring that their families were well fed and cared for. Their contributions are often overshadowed in historical narratives, but were crucial to the overall success of the whaling expeditions. They were the backbone of the household, ensuring that every morsel was utilized and appreciated. Inuit whaling was not merely a series of hunts, it was a way of life that encompassed the community's beliefs, values, and traditions. The connection to the ocean and its creatures was forged through centuries of experience, reflecting a deep bond that few of us can fully comprehend today. The calm, icy waters of the Arctic held countless stories, each wave a reminder of the resilience and ingenuity of the Inuit people. As we move forward in our journey, we'll dive into the daily life of the Inuit, exploring how they balance their demanding whaling lifestyle with the nurturing of their families and communities. Their existence was not simply about surviving the elements, it was about thriving in harmony with nature, crafting a life filled with richness and meaning amidst the stark beauty of their world. Life on the ice for the Inuit was a delicate balance of survival and community, shaped by the harsh realities of the Arctic environment. Imagine waking up in an igloo, the gentle sounds of the crackling ice serenading you as you rise to greet a day where every moment is dictated by the rhythms of nature. The chill of the morning air wraps around you like a familiar blanket, urging you to bundle up before stepping outside. Here, every day was a testament to adaptability and resilience. Inuit homes, often built from snow blocks or skins, provided not just shelter but a community hub. Inside, families gathered, sharing warmth and stories and creating a sense of belonging even in the face of adversity. The igloo, with its intricate design, was a marvel of engineering, providing surprising insulation against the biting winds. Historians still argue over the exact techniques of igloo construction, examining how the Inuit mastered this art to create spaces that were both functional and warm. As you step outside, the landscape is breathtakingly stark. The sun hangs low in the sky, casting a soft glow over the endless white expanse. Activities begin early in the day, as families prepare for the tasks that will sustain them. Daily life was dictated by the seasons, with whaling taking center stage during the summer months while the winter was devoted to hunting seals and other marine life. The Inuit had a keen understanding of their environment, knowing when to hunt, gather, and rest, aligning their activities with nature's cycles. While the men ventured out on hunting expeditions, women played an equally vital role within the household. They were the keepers of knowledge, ensuring that the skills required for survival were passed down through generations. Women crafted tools, prepared food, and managed the intricate logistics of daily life. Their contributions were essential in maintaining the health and welfare of the community, making them indispensable in the larger framework of Inuit society. It's a fascinating parallel to modern life, where collaboration often determines success, yet we frequently overlook the unsung heroes behind the scenes. The communal aspect of life was paramount. Remember that sense of camaraderie from the whaling expeditions. It resonated throughout daily activities as well. Families depended on one another, sharing resources and skills in a system that reinforced social bonds. They formed tight-knit communities, where cooperation was not just encouraged, but necessary for survival. Imagine the laughter and chatter as children played, learning the ways of their ancestors, while adults exchanged stories over food prepared from the day's catch. Food was a central element of Inuit life beyond mere sustenance. It was a cultural touchstone. The diet was rich in whale, seal, and fish, providing essential nutrients in a land where vegetation was scarce. The consumption of raw meat, particularly whale blubber, was not just a nutritional choice but a cultural one. It was believed that consuming these foods would strengthen the community against the harsh environment. Historians still debate the nutritional benefits of the Inuit diet, comparing it to modern dietary practices and the increasing interest in sustainable eating. Mornings would often start with hunting or fishing, the community working together to ensure that everyone had enough to eat. The excitement in the air was palpable as families prepared for the day's endeavors. This communal spirit extended to all aspects of life. Sharing of resources, skills, and knowledge was a lifeline in the vast and often unforgiving Arctic. Just like modern-day potlucks, where everyone brings a dish to share, the Inuit shared their catches and the bounty of their labor, reinforcing the bonds that kept their society strong. As we examine their daily routines, we cannot overlook the spiritual beliefs that guided their lives. The Inuit held a deep reverence for nature, viewing themselves as part of a larger ecosystem that included animals, spirits, and the land itself. Hunting was accompanied by rituals that honored the animals, acknowledging the sacrifice made for their survival. Imagine the solemnity of a blessing before a hunt, the air thick with respect for the whales and seals that would sustain them. This was not just about taking, it was about giving thanks and maintaining balance. The interplay between daily life and spirituality created a rich tapestry of experiences for the Inuit. Their calendars were marked not just by the changing seasons, but also by the rhythms of their spiritual practices. Festivals and gatherings punctuated the year, celebrating successful hunts and reinforcing social ties. Each celebration was a reminder of their interconnectedness, a joyous affirmation of life in a land where survival was never guaranteed. And so, as we transition into the next section, we'll delve deeper into the social structures that defined Inuit society. We'll explore how cooperation, community, and shared values shaped their interactions, revealing the layered complexities of their existence amidst the ice and snow. The social structures of 19th-century Inuit communities were intricately woven, characterized by cooperation, shared responsibilities, and a deep sense of belonging. Imagine a settlement nestled in the frost, where each igloo stands as a testament to collective effort. The Inuit operated within a framework that prioritized community over individuality, creating a network of interdependence that ensured their survival in the challenging Arctic environment. At the heart of this social structure was the family unit. Extended families often lived in close proximity, with multiple generations sharing resources and responsibilities. Elders held a revered place within these families, their wisdom and experiences shaping the community's decisions. Their stories were not merely entertainment, they were lessons, a vital transmission of knowledge about hunting, survival, and cultural practices. Historians still debate the extent to which oral traditions influenced social cohesion, but one thing is clear, the past was alive in the stories shared around evening fires. Inuit society was also remarkably egalitarian, especially when compared to many contemporary societies. Leadership roles were typically informal, based on respect and knowledge rather than hierarchical structures. The most skilled hunters, who often led whaling expeditions, did so not out of authority, but through a shared understanding of their expertise. Imagine a group of hunters deciding together on the day's course of action, respecting one another's strengths and experiences. This fluidity in leadership fostered collaboration and reinforced the communal bond, creating a culture where every voice was valued. Roles within the community were often defined by necessity rather than rigid gender norms. While men traditionally took on hunting roles, women were crucial in processing the catch, preparing meals and crafting tools. Their skills were not secondary, they were essential for the community's survival. Women often engaged in intricate crafting, creating beautiful garments from animal skins that provided warmth and protection against the relentless cold. The artistry in these creations speaks to a profound cultural identity, where beauty and functionality coexisted seamlessly. Children were not merely passive recipients of the community's teachings, they were active participants. From a young age, they learned the skills necessary for survival, absorbing lessons through play and observation. Imagine a child joyfully mimicking the actions of an adult hunter, practicing their movements with a makeshift spear. This hands-on learning fostered a deep sense of connection to their heritage, ensuring that cultural practices were not lost but rather adapted to each new generation. As we explore the communal aspects of Inuit life, it's important to highlight the importance of cooperation in the context of hunting. Whaling expeditions required coordinated efforts, with each member playing a specific role, whether it was paddling the umiak, wielding harpoons, or managing the catch. This teamwork was not just a matter of practicality, it was a shared cultural experience that deepened their bonds. The success of the hunt was a communal triumph, celebrated together, reinforcing their interconnectedness. The Inuit also maintained a complex system of trade that extended beyond their immediate communities. They engaged in exchanges with neighboring groups, sharing resources and goods that were not locally available. Imagine the bustling excitement of a trading event where different communities came together to barter, share stories, and strengthen relationships. These interactions were crucial for cultural exchange, allowing the Inuit to learn from one another and adapt new techniques or practices. Historians still argue about the specifics of these trade networks, examining how far-reaching they were and the diversity of goods exchanged. Some suggest that these interactions played a significant role in the resilience of Inuit culture, as they adapted to changing conditions and challenges. The ability to trade not only enhanced their material well-being but also fostered a sense of solidarity among disparate groups, creating a web of connections that transcended geographic boundaries. While the community was tightly knit, it also faced external challenges, particularly as European explorers began to encroach upon their territories. The Inuit were confronted with new technologies and changing trade dynamics that altered their way of life. However, their resilience shone through as they navigated these shifts, adapting their practices while maintaining their cultural identity. As we move forward, we'll delve into the spiritual beliefs that infused every aspect of Inuit life, from hunting rituals to community gatherings. These beliefs were not separate from daily existence, they were interwoven into the fabric of their culture, guiding their actions and shaping their understanding of the world around them. The intricate web of spiritual beliefs woven into 19th-century Inuit life reflects a profound connection to nature and the universe. Picture a world where every natural element, a rock, a body of water, a whale, was not just an object but a living entity infused with spirit. In this worldview, the Inuit regarded themselves as part of a vast, interconnected ecosystem where respect and reciprocity were paramount. Their spirituality wasn't confined to rituals, it permeated their daily existence, shaping their interactions with the world and each other. Central to Inuit spiritual beliefs was the concept of animism, the idea that all things possess a spirit. This perspective influenced their hunting practices significantly. Before embarking on a hunt, rituals were performed to honor the spirits of the animals they pursued. Imagine a hunter standing at the edge of the icy sea, offering a prayer or a small token to the whale spirit, seeking permission and guidance for the hunt ahead. This act wasn't merely superstition. It was a critical aspect of maintaining balance in their relationship with nature. The Inuit believed that failure to respect these spirits could lead to disastrous outcomes. Historians still debate the extent to which these beliefs influenced hunting success, but it's clear that they added a layer of significance to the whaling expeditions. The rituals surrounding a hunt transformed the act of taking life into a sacred duty, fostering a deep sense of gratitude for the sustenance provided by the whales. This reverence for life was a powerful motivator, driving the community to engage in practices that would ensure their survival while respecting the natural world. In addition to hunting rituals, spiritual gatherings played a crucial role in Inuit society. These occasions often coincided with significant events in the community, such as the changing of seasons or successful hunts. Imagine a gathering under the shimmering auroras, where families come together, sharing food and stories while invoking the spirits that guide them. The atmosphere would be electric, filled with laughter, music, and the vibrant expressions of culture. Shamanism was another pivotal aspect of Inuit spirituality. Shamans, or angakkuks, served as spiritual leaders, mediating between the community and the spirit world. They were regarded as healers, often called upon to treat ailments or offer guidance during tumultuous times. The shaman's role was multifaceted, combining healing, divination, and storytelling. They held a position of great respect within the community. Imagine the shaman, adorned in traditional garb, entering a tent filled with anxious families seeking answers, their presence calming and reassuring. The Inuit worldview emphasized the cyclical nature of life here, belief mirrored in their seasonal practices. Each season brought its own set of rituals and activities. In winter, when food sources were scarce, spiritual activities would heighten, with community gatherings designed to invoke the spirit's favor for the coming spring. The changing seasons were not just a backdrop for life. They were integral to the Inuit understanding of their existence. Historians still argue about how these seasonal beliefs influenced their agricultural practices or resource management, yet the consensus is that spirituality played a vital role in fostering communal resilience. Moreover, stories and legends passed down through generations enriched the Inuit spiritual landscape. Tales of great hunters, mythical creatures, and the spirits of the land served not only as entertainment, but also as moral lessons, reinforcing cultural values. Picture children huddled by a fire, eyes wide with wonder as an elder recounts the story of the first whale hunt, the lessons learned echoing through time. These shared narratives solidified the community's identity, linking the past with the present and preparing the younger generation for the responsibilities of the future. As we transition into our next exploration, we will delve into the seasonal rhythms that governed Inuit life. We'll uncover how these cycles affected their daily routines and cultural practices, illuminating the intimate relationship between the Inuit and their environment. This connection was not merely functional, it was profoundly spiritual, painting a picture of a people who lived in harmony with the world around them. The rhythms of the Arctic seasons governed the daily lives of the Inuit, shaping their activities, cultural practices, and spiritual beliefs. Imagine standing on a frozen landscape, the sun dipping low in the sky, casting long shadows across the snow. Each season brought with it a unique set of challenges and opportunities, creating a cyclical pattern that defined Inuit existence. The Inuit were not mere inhabitants of this harsh environment, they were astute observers and participants, aligning their lives with the natural world around them. As winter settled over the Arctic, the land transformed into a vast white expanse. For the Inuit, this season was not just a time of cold, it was a period of reflection and preparation. During the long, dark nights, families would gather within their igloos, sharing warmth and stories. This was a time for teaching, as elders imparted knowledge about survival techniques, hunting skills, and the importance of respecting the spirits of the land. The community's cohesion strengthened during these months, as they relied on one another to endure the harsh conditions. Hunting during winter presented its own set of challenges. Seals became the primary target, as they were essential for sustenance. Imagine the excitement as hunters carefully approach breathing holes in the ice, their breath fogging in the frigid air. The hunters would work in small groups, employing stealth and patience to catch their prey. This season required a keen awareness of the environment, as the hunters needed to read the subtle signs left in the ice and snow. Historians still debate the exact hunting techniques used, but it's clear that success relied on both skill and a deep understanding of animal behavior. As winter began to thaw, the arrival of spring brought with it a sense of renewal and hope. The days grew longer, and the Arctic landscape transformed, revealing hidden life beneath the snow. This season marked the beginning of whaling expeditions, a crucial time when families would come together to prepare for the hunts that would sustain them for months. The excitement was palpable. Preparations would begin long before the ice truly melted, with tools being sharpened and boats mended. The anticipation of the first catch filled the air, weaving a thread of unity among the community. Spring was not merely an invitation to hunt, it was also a time for spiritual renewal. Rituals honoring the whale spirits became prominent as the community sought favor for their hunts. Picture families gathered on the ice, offering prayers and thanks, their voices mingling with the winds. These spiritual practices reinforced their belief in the interconnectedness of life. They were not just hunters, but caretakers of the land and its spirits. Historians still argue about the exact role of spirituality in these practices, but the consensus suggests that the Inuit viewed the hunt as a sacred act of reciprocity. As summer arrived, the Arctic burst into life once more. The ice receded, revealing the ocean's bounty. Whaling became the focal point of community life, with large umiaks setting out on journeys that would define their summer. Imagine the excitement and camaraderie as families loaded their boats with gear and food, preparing for long days on the water. Each successful hunt was not just a personal victory, it was a communal celebration, reinforcing the bonds that held the community together. The summer months also brought the opportunity for gatherings and festivals, celebrating the abundance of resources. Families would come together to share their catches, exchanging not only food but stories, laughter, and cultural practices. The vibrant atmosphere during these events allowed for the transmission of cultural knowledge, ensuring that traditions were passed down and adapted to each new generation. This communal spirit was essential in fostering resilience, as it reminded the Inuit that they were part of a larger narrative, woven together through shared experiences. As autumn set in, the landscape began to shift again, preparing for the cold months ahead. This season marked a time of reflection and preparation, signaling the need to gather resources for the upcoming winter. The Inuit would spend these months hunting and storing food, ensuring that they were well equipped to face the challenges of the dark winter ahead. The cycle continued, each season a reminder of the delicate balance between the community and the environment. The Inuits' relationship with the seasons was one of deep respect and understanding. Their survival depended on their ability to adapt, and this adaptability was ingrained in their cultural identity. The challenges of life in the Arctic fostered resilience, shaping a society that thrived amid adversity. Historians still explore the nuances of this relationship, examining how seasonal changes influenced social structures, economic practices, and spiritual beliefs. As we transition into the next section, we'll delve into the dietary practices of the Inuit, exploring the nutritional aspects of their diet and how it sustained them throughout the changing seasons. The food they consumed was not just about survival, it was a fundamental part of their cultural identity, steeped in tradition and connection to the land. The dietary practices of the Inuit were as varied and intricate as the Arctic landscape itself, deeply interwoven with their cultural identity and survival. Picture a bustling scene within an igloo, where families gather around a communal dish of freshly prepared seal or whale meat, the rich aroma filling the air. The food they consumed was not merely sustenance, it was a vital part of their way of life, reflecting their connection to the land and the resources it provided. The Inuit diet was predominantly based on marine mammals, including seals, whales, and walrus, along with fish and a limited variety of land animals. Seal hunting was particularly significant, as these animals provided not only food but also blubber for fuel, and skin for clothing. Imagine the excitement of a successful seal hunt, where the whole community would celebrate the catch, distributing the meat to ensure that everyone was fed. Each part of the seal was utilized, showcasing the Inuits' resourcefulness and respect for the animals whose lives sustained them. Inuit culinary traditions were rich with practices that ensured the maximum utilization of available resources. The consumption of raw meat, especially whale blubber, was a cornerstone of their diet. While today many might find the idea of eating raw meat unappealing, for the Inuit, it was a matter of nutrition and survival. The blubber was packed with essential fatty acids necessary to endure the harsh Arctic climate. Historians still debate the nutritional implications of this practice, comparing it to contemporary diets rich in omega fatty acids. Food preservation played a crucial role in the Inuit diet as well. With limited access to fresh produce, the Inuit developed ingenious methods to store food for the winter months. Fermentation, drying, and freezing were common techniques used to ensure that meat could be preserved. Imagine the scene of families working together, hanging fish in the cool Arctic air or preparing meat for drying, their laughter echoing in the crisp air. These practices not only highlighted their resourcefulness, but also fostered community bonds as they worked side by side. While animal protein constituted a large part of their diet, the Inuit also foraged for what little vegetation could be found. Edible plants, berries and roots provided essential vitamins and nutrients, woven into their meals whenever available. Imagine children excitedly searching for berries in the brief summer months, their bright colors a stark contrast against the white snow. The gathering of these foods was a communal activity, emphasizing the importance of cooperation and shared knowledge, as families would share locations of fruitful foraging spots. Food was not just a matter of nutrition, it was deeply embedded in cultural practices and social structures. The act of sharing food held a significant place in Inuit society. When a successful hunt occurred, it was customary to distribute the catch among family and community members. This practice reinforced social ties and created a sense of belonging. Imagine the joy of gathering for a meal, where laughter fills the air as stories of the hunt are exchanged, each person contributing to the rich tapestry of community life. In addition to providing sustenance, food also played a role in rituals and celebrations. The successful return from a whaling expedition was marked not just by the physical catch but by communal feasting that honored the whale spirit. Imagine the excitement as families come together, sharing dishes prepared from the whale, each bite a celebration of life and gratitude. These communal meals serve to reinforce cultural identity, creating a shared understanding of the sacrifices made for survival. As we continue to explore the lives of the Inuit, we cannot overlook the significant roles that women played in these communities. Often taking charge of food preparation and preservation, they were the unsung heroes of the household, ensuring that families thrived amid the challenges of their environment. Historians still debate the extent of women's roles in Inuit society, but it's clear that they were critical to the community's overall well-being. As we transition into our next section, we will delve into the invaluable contributions of Inuit women within whaling communities. Their significance in sustaining life, culture and community will illuminate a crucial aspect of Inuit society often overlooked in traditional narratives. The balance of roles within the community reflects the collaborative spirit that defines their way of life, highlighting the intricate interplay of gender, culture and survival. Inuit women were integral to the whaling communities of the 19th century, playing crucial roles that extended far beyond the traditional views of gender responsibilities. Imagine a bustling scene within an igloo, where women are busy preparing the day's catch, their hands deftly working to process seal and whale meat while sharing stories and laughter. Their contributions were vital to the survival of the community and shaped the cultural fabric of Inuit society. Yet their roles are often obscured in historical narratives. While the whalers ventured out into the icy waters, the women managed the household, ensuring that everything ran smoothly. Their skills in food preparation and preservation were essential, as they transformed the raw catches into sustenance for their families. This work required not only physical strength, but also deep knowledge passed down from generation to generation. The process of turning freshly caught meat into meals involved various techniques, from drying and fermenting to cooking, ensuring that every part of the animal was utilized. Imagine the aroma of cooked meat wafting through the igloo, a testament to the hard work and dedication of women who kept their families fed and cared for. Women also played a significant role in crafting the tools and clothing needed for hunting expeditions. They meticulously prepared animal skins, making clothing that was not only functional but beautifully adorned. The creation of parkas, boots, and gloves was an art form, reflecting both practicality and cultural expression. Imagine a woman sewing together pieces of seal skin, her fingers deftly weaving intricate designs as she shares techniques with younger girls learning the craft. The artistry in these garments was a point of pride and a critical component of survival, showcasing the importance of women's contributions to the community. Furthermore, women were key educators in Inuit society, passing down essential knowledge about the land, resources, and survival techniques. They taught children the importance of respecting the animals they hunted and the spirits of the land. This transmission of knowledge was vital for the community's continuity, as children learned not just the skills necessary for survival but also the cultural values that shaped their identities. Imagine the warmth of an igloo filled with the laughter of children as they absorbed stories about the past, reinforcing their connection to both their heritage and the community. Inuit women's roles were not limited to the home. They actively participated in the communal life of the village. They engaged in trade with neighboring groups, exchanging goods and resources that were crucial for the community's welfare. This involvement in trade was another avenue through which women contributed to the economic stability of their communities. Imagine the excitement of a trading event, where the vibrant exchange of goods brings together different families, fostering relationships and cooperation. There, Involvement in trade not only ensured access to essential resources, but also enhanced social connections with other groups. Historians still debate the extent of women's influence within Inuit society, with some arguing that their contributions were undervalued while others highlight the practical realities of their roles. One thing is clear: the strength and resilience of Inuit women were foundational to the survival of their communities. Their ability to adapt and thrive in a challenging environment was a testament to their capabilities, often underestimated in the broader historical context. The social structures within Inuit communities reflected an egalitarian spirit, where contributions were recognized regardless of gender. This balance fostered a sense of unity, with everyone working towards the common goal of survival. Women's roles, often centered around nurturing and sustaining life, were equally as important as the hunting roles traditionally attributed to men. Interplay of these roles created a harmonious society, where respect for one another was paramount. As we transition into our next section, we will explore the health and resilience of the Inuit people amid the challenges they faced. Their ability to adapt to their environment, coupled with their communal spirit, enabled them to thrive despite adversity. Together, we will uncover the practices that ensured their physical and mental well-being, highlighting a culture rich in strength and perseverance. The health and resilience of the Inuit people in the 19th century were remarkable, shaped by their deep connection to the land and their communal way of life. Picture a community where every member plays a vital role in nurturing one another, where the well-being of the individual is intertwined with the health of the group. This interconnectedness was essential in helping the Inuit navigate the challenges posed by their harsh Arctic environment, allowing them to thrive despite the adversity they faced. The Inuit diet, rich in marine mammals and fatty fish, provided essential nutrients that supported physical health. The high intake of omega-3 fatty acids from whale blubber and seal fat helped prevent many health issues associated with deficiencies in other cultures. Imagine a family gathered around a meal of raw whale blubber, every bite not only nourishing their bodies, but also serving as a cultural celebration of the life that was taken to sustain them. The nutritional knowledge embedded within their practices ensured that they were equipped to withstand the rigors of their environment. Moreover, the communal aspect of Inuit life played a crucial role in mental health. The close-knit relationships forged within families and communities created a support system that fostered resilience. When facing challenges, whether due to harsh weather conditions or dwindling resources, the Inuit relied on one another, providing emotional support and practical assistance. Imagine the warmth of shared laughter and stories around a fire, a comfort that soothed the weary souls of hunters returning from a long day. This emotional bond was vital in cultivating a sense of belonging, which is essential for mental well-being. Inuit traditional medicine also contributed to their overall health and resilience. Shamans, or angekkuks, served as healers within the community, employing a blend of spiritual and practical approaches to treat ailments. Whether it was through herbal remedies or spiritual guidance, the shaman played a critical role in maintaining the community's health. Imagine a community member visiting the shaman for advice, seeking not only physical healing but also spiritual balance. This holistic approach highlighted the Inuit belief that mental and physical health were intrinsically linked. Historians still debate the effectiveness of these traditional practices compared to modern medicine, but many agree that the Inuits' deep understanding of their environment and resources allowed them to develop effective strategies for health and well-being. They were keen observers of nature, utilizing every part of the animals they hunted, which resulted in a comprehensive approach to nutrition and health. This adaptability showcased their resilience, as they learned to navigate the challenges of their environment through trial and error. Despite the harsh realities of Arctic life, the Inuit also engaged in practices that promoted joy and community cohesion. They celebrated successful hunts with feasts that brought families together, reinforcing social ties. Imagine a gathering filled with laughter, music, and dance as families shared the fruits of their labor. These celebrations served not only to acknowledge individual accomplishments, but also to strengthen the fabric of the community, fostering a collective identity that endured through hardships. However, the Inuit were not immune to the effects of outside influences, particularly with the arrival of European explorers and traders. This contact brought about significant changes, challenging their traditional ways of life. Historians still explore how these external factors impacted health, resource availability, and cultural practices. The introduction of new goods and technologies altered the landscape, forcing the Inuit to adapt once again to survive. As we move forward, we will investigate the impact of colonization on Inuit whaling traditions and how external forces shape their way of life. The resilience of the Inuit people is evident in their ability to navigate these changes, maintaining their cultural identity while adapting to new realities. Together, we will uncover the complexities of this interaction and its lasting effects on their societies. The impact of colonization on Inuit whaling traditions during the 19th century was profound, reshaping their way of life in ways that were both subtle and overt. Imagine standing on the ice, watching as ships from foreign lands arrived, bringing with them not just goods, but also new ideas and challenges. The Inuit, known for their resilience and adaptability, found themselves at a crossroads, navigating the complexities of a rapidly changing world. As European explorers and traders made contact with Inuit communities, they introduced new technologies and goods that altered traditional practices. The whaling industry, once driven by the skills and knowledge owned over generations, began to shift. The arrival of Western whaling methods, such as the use of iron harpoons and steam-powered boats, posed both opportunities and threats. Picture a whaling crew adapting to these new tools, blending their traditional techniques with foreign innovations as they sought to maintain their way of life. While these advancements increased efficiency, they also risked undermining the cultural significance of the hunt. The influx of trade goods changed the dynamics of Inuit life as well. Items like firearms, metal tools, and clothing became valuable commodities, creating new economic opportunities, but also changing social structures. The desire for these goods led to a shift in trade patterns, with some communities becoming more reliant on European trade than on their traditional practices. Imagine the excitement of receiving a shipment of goods, the vibrant colors and shiny metals a stark contrast to the natural materials they traditionally used. However, this dependency also raised concerns about sustainability and cultural identity. On the flip side, the introduction of new goods also brought about health challenges. European diseases, which the Inuit had no immunity against, began to spread through communities, leading to devastating consequences. Imagine the fear and confusion as illnesses swept through villages, claiming lives and altering the demographic landscape. The Inuit, who had thrived in one of the most challenging environments on Earth, found themselves vulnerable in ways they had never anticipated. Historians still debate the extent of this impact, but the consensus is clear: the arrival of these diseases marked a turning point in Inuit history. As colonization progressed, the Inuit faced increasing pressure on their traditional hunting grounds. Competition for resources intensified as commercial whaling operations entered Arctic waters, driven by industrial demand for whale oil. The once harmonious relationship between the Inuit and the marine environment began to fray as outsiders encroached on their territories. Imagine the frustration of a hunter realizing that the waters they had relied on for generations were now filled with mechanized vessels, altering migration patterns and depleting whale populations. Despite these challenges, the Inuit displayed remarkable resilience and adaptability. They sought ways to integrate elements of Western technology while maintaining their cultural identity. Some communities began to adopt Western whaling practices, using modern boats and tools while still employing traditional knowledge. Picture an Inuit crew, blending the old and the new, harmonizing their ancestral techniques with the innovations brought by European contact. This adaptability is a testament to their enduring spirit, showcasing their ability to navigate change without sacrificing their cultural heritage. Moreover, the Inuit continued to engage with the spiritual aspects of whaling, viewing the hunt as a sacred act that transcended mere survival. Even as they adapted to new tools, the rituals and respect surrounding the hunt remained integral to their identity. The belief in honoring the whale spirits persisted, reinforcing the connection between the community and the natural world. Historians still discuss how spiritual beliefs were maintained or transformed in response to external pressures, highlighting the dynamic nature of Inuit culture. As we transition into our next section, we will examine the environmental changes that influenced Inuit whaling practices. The Arctic landscape, shaped by climate and human impact, played a critical role in the sustainability of their resources. Together, we will uncover how the Inuit adapted to these changes, showcasing their profound understanding of the environment and their determination to thrive in a world of shifting landscapes. The environmental changes that influenced Inuit whaling practices during the 19th century were profound, dictating not just their hunting techniques but also their societal structures and cultural practices. Imagine standing at the edge of the ice, watching as the familiar landscape transforms with glaciers melting, ice flows shifting, and the ocean currents changing. The Inuit, deeply attuned to the rhythms of nature, faced a landscape that was both familiar and increasingly unpredictable. Historically, the Arctic climate shaped the migratory patterns of marine life, with whales and seals following established routes that the Inuit had learned to navigate over generations. However, The 19th century brought notable climatic shifts that began to alter these patterns. Warmer temperatures affected ice formation and melting, impacting the habitats of the very animals the Inuit depended on for sustenance. Imagine the anxiety of a hunter preparing for the season, knowing that the changing climate could mean fewer whales or seals in their traditional hunting grounds. Such uncertainties forced the Inuit to adapt their practices in response to environmental realities. As the ice retreated earlier in the spring and formed later in the fall, the timing of whaling expeditions needed to be recalibrated. The Inuits' intimate knowledge of seasonal patterns allowed them to adjust their hunting schedules, but the unpredictability of the changing climate posed new challenges. Historians still debate the extent of these changes, exploring how shifts in climate not only affected the availability of marine resources but also the social and economic structures of Inuit communities. In light of these changes, the Inuit demonstrated remarkable adaptability. They began to explore new hunting grounds, expanding their territories in search of reliable resources. Imagine a group of whalers setting out on a journey to unfamiliar waters, armed with both traditional knowledge and newfound determination. This flexibility showcased their resilience, allowing them to navigate the complexities of a changing environment while striving to maintain their cultural practices. Moreover, the Inuits' understanding of their environment was rooted in a deep respect for the natural world. They believed that balance was essential not just for survival, but for the spiritual health of their communities. As they faced the impacts of environmental changes, they continued to honor the spirits of the animals they hunted, integrating their respect for nature into their adaptability. This spiritual connection became even more pronounced as they navigated the challenges brought on by both climate and external pressures. The changes in the Arctic environment also prompted discussions within the community about sustainability and resource management. The Inuit recognized the need to protect their hunting grounds and maintain the balance of their ecosystem. Imagine discussions around communal fires, where elders and hunters share insights on conserving resources and adapting to the shifting landscape. This proactive approach to environmental stewardship reflects the Inuits' deep-rooted understanding of their ecosystem, emphasizing the importance of living in harmony with nature rather than exploiting it. Historians continue to explore the ways in which environmental changes influenced Inuit social structures, hunting practices, and community dynamics. The responses to these challenges were not just a matter of survival, they were a testament to the Inuits' resilience and ingenuity. As they adapted to a rapidly changing world, they maintained a cultural identity that was both rooted in tradition and responsive to the realities of their environment. As we move forward, we will delve into modern perspectives on Inuit whaling and how contemporary communities view their heritage. The legacy of the Inuit whalers persists today, shaped by a complex interplay of history, culture, and modern challenges. Together, we will explore how these communities continue to honor their past while navigating the future, showcasing their enduring connection to the Arctic and its resources. Inuit whaling today is a compelling blend of tradition and modernity, encompassing a rich heritage that honors the past while navigating the complexities of contemporary life. Imagine standing on the shores of the Arctic, where traditional whaling boats glide across the water alongside modern vessels, each representing different chapters of Inuit history. The legacy of the 19th century whalers continues to resonate, shaping the identities and practices of modern Inuit communities as they strive to maintain their cultural heritage in an ever-evolving landscape. The Inuits' relationship with whaling today is deeply rooted in their traditions, often celebrated through cultural festivals and community events. These gatherings highlight the importance of communal whaling practices, reinforcing social bonds and cultural identity. Imagine a festive scene where families come together to celebrate a successful hunt, sharing stories, music, and traditional foods. Such events serve not only as a celebration of sustenance, but also as a reaffirmation of cultural heritage, ensuring that the knowledge and customs of past generations are passed down to the younger ones. Modern Inuit whalers still employ traditional techniques, often blending them with contemporary methods and technologies. While the use of modern boats and equipment can enhance the efficiency of whaling, the spiritual and cultural significance of the hunt remains unchanged. The rituals honoring the whale spirits continue to play a vital role, reflecting the deep respect for nature that has characterized Inuit culture for centuries. Imagine a whaler preparing to embark on a hunt, taking a moment to offer a prayer or a token to the spirits, keeping alive the connection between the hunter and the natural world. However, the practice of whaling today is not without controversy. As climate change continues to reshape the Arctic environment, the sustainability of whale populations becomes a pressing concern. Inuit communities are at the forefront of these discussions, advocating for their rights to hunt, while also emphasizing the importance of conservation. Historians still debate the balance between tradition and sustainability, exploring how modern Inuit navigate the challenges posed by changing ecosystems and external pressures. The conversations surrounding whaling are complex, highlighting the need for dialogue between traditional knowledge and scientific understanding. Inuit whalers also face external scrutiny and regulation when it comes to hunting practices. As governments and environmental organizations impose restrictions, Inuit communities are tasked with balancing their cultural practices with modern legal frameworks. Imagine a community meeting where elders discuss the implications of new regulations, seeking ways to ensure their traditional rights are respected while also considering the broader environmental impact. These discussions are a testament to the resilience of Inuit culture, as they continue to advocate for their way of life in the face of external pressures. The modern Inuit perspective on whaling is also shaped by broader societal changes, including movements for indigenous rights and recognition of traditional knowledge. Inuit communities are increasingly asserting their cultural identity and advocating for their place in the narrative of environmental stewardship. They emphasize that their hunting practices are not just about sustenance, they are rooted in a profound understanding of the land and its ecosystems. Imagine the pride of an Inuit youth learning about their heritage, understanding that they are part of a continuum that stretches back generations, connected to the very rhythms of the land. As contemporary Inuit navigate the complexities of modern life, they continue to honor their whaling heritage. The stories of their ancestors echo through their practices, reminding them of their resilience and adaptability. These communities are not just preserving their past, they are actively shaping their future, ensuring that Inuit whaling remains a vital part of their cultural identity. As we transition into our next section, we will delve into the myths and legends surrounding whales in Inuit culture, exploring how these stories reflect their spiritual beliefs and cultural values. The symbolism of the whale extends beyond the hunt, offering insights into the deep connections between the Inuit and the natural world. The myths and legends surrounding whales in Inuit culture are a testament to the deep spiritual connection the Inuit have with these magnificent creatures. Imagine sitting around a warm fire, the flickering light casting shadows on the walls of an igloo, as an elder begins to share tales of the great whales that roam the Arctic seas. These stories are not mere entertainment, they are rich with meaning and imbued with cultural significance, reflecting the values, beliefs, and teachings that have shaped Inuit identity over generations. Whales are often portrayed as powerful beings in Inuit mythology, embodying strength, wisdom, and a deep connection to the spiritual world. One popular legend tells of the great spirit whale, known as the Neanderthals, who is said to reside in the depths of the ocean. According to the story, Neanderthals is a guardian of the sea, watching over the animals and ensuring balance within the marine ecosystem. Imagine the reverence with which the Inuit approach this legend, understanding that their very survival is intertwined with the health of the ocean and the creatures that inhabit it. The narrative reinforces the responsibility they feel toward the environment, highlighting the importance of respecting the animals they hunt. Another common theme in Inuit whale myths is the concept of transformation. Whales are often depicted as beings that can shift between the physical and spiritual realms. In one tale, a hunter who shows great respect for a whale is rewarded by being transformed into a whale himself, allowing him to experience life in the ocean. This story serves as a reminder of the interconnectedness of all beings, emphasizing that respect and gratitude can lead to deeper understanding and harmony with nature. Imagine the awe of hearing such a story, recognizing that through respect, one can forge a bond with the very essence of life. The symbolism of the whale extends to various cultural practices, often influencing rituals and ceremonies. For instance, before embarking on a whaling expedition, Inuit hunters might invoke the spirits of the whales, asking for guidance and permission to take a life for sustenance. This act is not merely a formality, it is a deeply ingrained practice that reflects the Inuit belief in the reciprocal relationship between humans and nature. The hunters understand that taking a life comes with responsibilities, and they approach the hunt with humility and gratitude. The words shared during these rituals echo the lessons learned from ancestors, reinforcing the cultural values that have been passed down through generations. Inuit legends about whales also serve educational purposes, passing down vital knowledge about hunting practices, environmental stewardship, and the ethics of hunting. Imagine a child captivated by the stories told by elders, learning not only about the whales, but also about the importance of balance and respect. These narratives foster a sense of responsibility toward the land and its resources, ensuring that the values of the community are instilled in the next generation. Historians still explore the ways in which these myths reflect broader Inuit cultural themes, examining how the stories are used to teach and reinforce social norms. They highlight the importance of oral tradition in preserving knowledge so that even as the environment changes, the core values of the community remain intact. The myths surrounding whales are not static, they evolve alongside the community, adapting to contemporary concerns while still drawing from ancient wisdom. As we transition into our final section, we will reflect on the peaceful legacy of the Inuit dwellers and how their way of life continues to inspire and inform modern understandings of sustainability and resilience. Their ability to adapt, respect, and live in harmony with nature serves as a timeless lesson for future generations, reminding us of the profound connections between culture, identity, and the environment. The peaceful legacy of the Inuit dwellers is a testament to their resilience, adaptability, and deep respect for the natural world. As we reflect on the lives of these remarkable individuals, we uncover a narrative that transcends mere survival in the harsh Arctic climate. Imagine a community living in harmony with their environment, where each member plays a role in sustaining not only their families, but also the intricate web of life that surrounds them. This legacy is not just a relic of the past, it continues to resonate with modern values of sustainability and environmental stewardship. At the core of the Inuit way of life is a profound understanding of the interconnectedness between humans and nature. The Wallers, who ventured out into the icy seas, were not merely hunters, they were stewards of the land and sea. They understood that their survival depended on the health of the ecosystems they inhabited. Imagine a traditional hunter preparing for a day at sea, taking a moment to honor the animals they would pursue, recognizing the delicate balance that must be maintained. This respect is a cornerstone of Inuit culture, a belief that taking life for sustenance must be done with reverence and gratitude. The Inuit approach to whaling serves as a powerful model for contemporary discussions on sustainability. In a world grappling with environmental degradation and resource depletion, the Inuit way offers valuable lessons. Their practices emphasize the importance of living in harmony with nature, prioritizing sustainability over exploitation. Imagine policymakers and environmentalists looking to Inuit traditions as a guiding framework, where respect for natural resources is paramount, and efforts to protect ecosystems take precedence over short-term gains. Moreover, the communal spirit that defined Inuit whaling practices highlights the significance of cooperation and shared responsibility. In a contemporary context, the challenges posed by climate change and environmental crisis cannot be tackled by individuals alone, they require collective action and collaboration. Communities worldwide can draw inspiration from the Inuit model, where every member contributes their knowledge and skills toward a common goal. Imagine a global movement where individuals unite, echoing the Inuits' cooperative spirit, working together to safeguard the planet for future generations. The legacy of the Inuit dwellers also extends into the realm of cultural identity. For modern Inuit communities, maintaining a connection to their whaling heritage is vital to preserving their cultural uniqueness. Through storytelling, celebrations, and educational initiatives, they pass on the values and practices that define their identity. Imagine the pride felt by an Inuit youth learning about their ancestors' whaling traditions, recognizing that they are part of a long lineage of resilient people who thrive in one of the planet's most challenging environments. This sense of belonging strengthens individual identity while fostering a collective cultural memory. As we conclude our exploration of the Inuit dwellers, it is essential to recognize their ongoing struggles and triumphs. While they continue to honor their traditions, modern challenges such as climate change and external pressures threaten their way of life. Yet, the Inuit remain steadfast, leveraging their cultural wisdom to navigate these challenges while advocating for their rights and the protection of their environment. Imagine standing alongside them in solidarity, acknowledging the importance of preserving their heritage and learning from their time-tested practices. In essence, the peaceful legacy of the Inuit dwellers is a powerful reminder of the enduring human spirit and our capacity for adaptation, resilience, and respect for nature. Their story is not just a chapter in history, it is a living legacy that inspires us to confront our environmental challenges with wisdom and empathy. As we carry these lessons forward, we are reminded that we are all part of a larger narrative that values sustainability, cultural heritage, and the intricate connections that bind us to one another and to the natural world. As we wind down our journey tonight, let us take a moment to reflect on the beauty of the stories we've explored. The Inuit people, with their rich traditions and peaceful legacies, offer us a glimpse into a way of life that honors the past while adapting to the future. May we carry forward the lessons learned from their resilience and deep respect for our shared environment. As we draw to the close of our journey through the lives of 19th-century Inuit dwellers, we find ourselves immersed in a narrative that speaks volumes about resilience, community, and harmony with nature. Imagine the stillness of the Arctic night, the sky painted with the soft glow of the northern lights, as the gentle sounds of the sea blend with the distant laughter of families gathered around a fire. This imagery encapsulates a way of life that is beautifully intertwined with the rhythms of the natural world, offering profound insights into how we might navigate our modern challenges. The Inuit dwellers of the past lived in a world where every aspect of life was governed by the seasons and the availability of resources. Their practices were deeply rooted in respect for the environment, ensuring that they not only survived but thrived in one of the planet's most demanding climates. They understood the delicate balance necessary for maintaining the health of their ecosystems, a lesson that resonates today as we grapple with the consequences of environmental degradation. Imagine the lessons we can draw from their deep-seated knowledge, lessons that remind us of our responsibility to steward the earth for future generations. As we consider the peaceful legacy of the Inuit, we also reflect on the importance of cultural heritage in shaping identity. The stories of their ancestors, filled with themes of cooperation, respect, and adaptability, continue to inspire modern Inuit communities as they navigate the complexities of contemporary life. Imagine a group of children learning these stories from elders, their eyes wide with wonder, connecting with their roots and understanding that they are part of a lineage that has thrived through adversity. This connection to heritage strengthens their resolve to preserve their culture and practices, ensuring that future generations can carry on this rich legacy. Inuit whaling traditions are not just historical artifacts, they are living practices that adapt and evolve. Today, the Inuit continue to honor their connection to the land and sea, blending traditional knowledge with modern insights to advocate for sustainable practices. Imagine contemporary Inuit leaders speaking out about climate change, sharing their experiences and wisdom at international forums and emphasizing the necessity of indigenous voices in environmental conversations. Their call for sustainability is a powerful reminder that the survival of one culture is intricately linked to the health of the planet. The challenges facing the Inuit today are numerous, from climate change to political pressures that threaten their traditional practices. Yet, their resilience shines through. Imagine a community coming together to advocate for their rights, standing firm in their identity as caretakers of the land and ocean, wielding their cultural heritage as a source of strength. This commitment to preserving their way of life embodies the very essence of their legacy, a legacy that invites us to reflect on our own relationships with our environment and the choices we make. As we wind down our exploration, let us carry forward the lessons learned from the Inuit dwellers. The enduring connections between culture, community, and nature remind us that we are all part of a larger ecosystem, one that flourishes when nurtured with respect and care. Their stories encourage us to be stewards of our environment, to seek harmony in our interactions with the natural world, and to embrace the wisdom of those who have come before us. In closing, as you settle into the comfort of your own space tonight, let the imagery of the Arctic, the stories of resilience, and the call to sustainability linger in your thoughts. Reflect on how these lessons can inspire us to live more thoughtfully and harmoniously with our surroundings. Thank you for joining me on this peaceful journey through the lives of the Inuit dwellers. May their legacy continue to inspire each of us to honor our connections to each other and to the